Check this out. Oh! As a dancer, jewelry is important to me because, believe it or not every jewelry is suitable for dancing. Now, I've made before a video on what to wear and what not to wear whilst going to dance, but people specifically wanted me to show what kind of jewelry I wear, and I do have quite a selection to show you today. So I will be looking into earrings, necklaces, and bracelets, and I'm gonna show you what things would work more than other things, and hopefully that will make sense for you. And once you start picking your future jewelry for dancing, you will think twice before you do it. Let's start with earrings. Now, the first and most important thing, we don't want to lose them as we dance, so make sure the secure connection happening. Now, it could be many different kinds. Just make sure it's not just like a normal on and that's it, because once you dance, you start moving around, the hair is gonna start going or something, you will lose your earrings very quickly. Number two advice that I'm gonna quickly give to you is make sure they're not too long, because if they're too long and heavy, then as you start turning and spinning, they start bumping into your head and poke you in the eye, and then you get blind and you're never the same again, right? And the other final tip that I'm going to give you before I show you some of my selections, try to avoid hoops, because if you're dancing and somebody puts a finger through the hoop, you lose your ear. So now let me show you what I like to wear, all right, on my ears. So first of all, I'm going to show you two pieces of earrings. One is super duper flashy and the other one is a little bit more reserved, but the idea is they're both kind of the same principle. But for salsa, I like the sparkle, so the first one's a little bit more sparkly and the other one's a little bit more conservative. So let me get it started. The first ones that you're gonna see are in a square, and they are these ones right here. So the square here, if you noticed, it still makes it like quite a big earring and noticeable if your hair is up. And the connection here, you see where you secure the earring, is really good as well. It's going to be secure. And most importantly, they sparkle. So in salsa or bachata or some other dance, sometimes it's nice to sparkle. And they're not expensive, so if I lose them, I won't be upset. Now these other ones, a little bit smaller ones, they actually are more expensive because they're real silver. But if you notice the connection, this is the best connection for dancing, because the way it secures here, there is no way you're gonna lose them. It's a French connection, right? But they're still very beautiful and they're still not like super small. So if your hair is up, they will be noticeable, but they're just a little bit more conservative, and these are a little bit more flashy. Now, let me take you to my earrings number 2. This style is a little bit more unique, and the reason I want to show you these earrings because they are super special in the way they are secured with their connection. So if you notice, they're super weird, super different, but in a good way, and they have an earring from both sides, so you can decide where and which direction you want which place to be. And the most amazing thing is I got them from this Chinese shop, like random Chinese shop somewhere, and they're again very cheap, so I wouldn't be afraid to lose them, but they do have fantastic connection and security, but they are so unique. Everybody pays attention to your ear, and they have nice kind of decoration from both sides, which I absolutely love. And I have 2 different colors to go with 2 different kinds of outfits. And finally, I'm going to show you now my option for the longer earrings. So if you like longer earrings and you really want to wear them, this is kind of the length that I really advise, because they're not too long. With them, you still are able to dance. So when they are actually bumping into your face, you will not get it into your eye, so you won't get blind. But also they are pretty light and they're very soft. They are handmade by a friend of mine. So they're super duper light and perfect for dancing. And as I mentioned before, they have that good connection, French connection, that when you use it, you literally will not lose them. I absolutely love these ones as well. So of course I have many options, but I thought I'll show you at least couple for you to understand what I would recommend for the dance. It's time for necklaces. Now, same principle applies. You don't want something too long because if it's long and you're turning, it's going to be going everywhere. And of course, you don't want to have something that is a little bit loose but bulky as a decoration because then it's just going to be bumping into stuff and maybe rotating and getting trapped on stuff. So everything that is closer to neck or something smaller is always a good thing for dancing. Now, as I say, dancing, sometimes flashy and sparkly, is really cool. Have a look at this. This is one of my favorites, not for every day, but for a special dance event with a nice black dress. Uh, uh. Now, the reason I like it is not just because it's so sparkly and beautiful. It's not too much as well, actually. It's because you can actually make it a little bit lower if you want. Yes, and if you feel like you have to, you can also make it tighter and it becomes as a choker. I love chokers. I think they're very, very beautiful. But if you feel like you have a shorter neck, you can always put it just a little bit lower. Now, why lower is okay and it's such a big piece? Because it's heavy. It's super duper heavy. So when it's on the neck, it literally is not moving. No matter what you're gonna do, it's just gonna stay grounded on your chest. So that is kind of like one of the options that I like. That's more flashy one. Now, another option that I really, really like is something really simple as this. Now, as I say, if you want something to dangle, then it has to be a light. Yes. Now this is super expensive actually because it's gold and it has a little diamond inside, but that's my mother. She gave me that. It used to be hers and now it's mine. But basically what I tend to do with this one, because it's so long, I tend to usually put it in like this, and as a trendy thing to do, I take another gold piece that is actually shorter and closer to my neck and put one here as well. So then you know that there's something there inside, but it's not dangling. But then you have also a shorter one around and it becomes like jewelry on top of jewelry. But because it's gold and it's very, very small, it actually looks pretty beautiful and very trendy as well. And finally, not that it's my final jewelry, but just not to go too much. Another option, if you want to go a little bit more classy, again, look, you can have something really nice, and I love this because of the connection. This is a magnetic one, but it's super duper strong. If you can tell. So once you put it on, the connection is really secure, and then of course it's again closer to the neck, but it's not a choker, so it's still a little bit lower. It gives you a little bit more sophisticated look. It's big, so it's in your face. If you want to stand out, it's definitely a good piece of jewelry to have, and it's not going to be going anywhere once you're turning around. It's not going to be going round, 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 right? And nobody's hand is going to get trapped there, and if it does, the hand was not meant to be there in the first place. That's all I'm saying. Now, just very quickly before I move on, I sometimes, because this is, for example, this is more like if you're wearing jeans and stuff, it's a little bit more basic, and this is actually a bracelet, but I tend to use what so happens a bracelet sometimes as necklaces. You see what I mean? So you can use it as a necklace as well. A lot of the bracelets that go many times, you know, like those trendy basic ones that go many, I have many of them, that go many times around. Then you can also just as easy use it as a piece of jewelry, and sometimes you can match two the same, so you can have two bracelets of the same kind and they're not expensive, but then you can put one on the neck and one on the arm, and actually becomes like a necklace and a matching bracelet, which is perfect. All right, and finally we're here at the bracelets. And bracelets, guys, please do not have them loose. Now here there's not even one option, a loose option, that is a good option, because if you're dancing a partner dance, somebody will be holding your hands, and I promise you they're gonna break your bracelet or it's gonna get trapped somewhere. So loose option is just not an option. Also, no watches please, because the watches have these things coming out and they just get trapped again, and they sometimes bruise other people as well. They, you know, you pass by them with the hand and it just goes through their arm. It's not pleasant for anybody. Like I have this watch, but it's a Fitbit. Now the Fitbit, what does it have? It literally has nothing around it. It's really smooth because it's meant for fitness and stuff. So that kind of thing would work, or like this kind of bracelet. But in general, you have to be really particular. So I have few Swarovski bracelets, something like this, and they are leather based. And because they are leather based, they fit perfectly on the hand, and that means they are also smooth. Now, super sparkly for a sparkly night. Can you see a theme here? Is super gorgeous. And one other thing that I do with it, surprise, surprise. It can also become a necklace. But this is a very good option, and the arms look absolutely beautiful when you're styling. And you don't have to necessarily use Swarovski, or if you don't want leather finishing, you can have fake faux leather with similar stones. They're just as sparkly, but they're not Swarovski, and they will be cheaper. But I have many of them and I absolutely love them. I have them in different color, and these are more like faux leather, right, as I say, but it's the same principle. They're close to the arm, they don't get trapped. It's really, really cool. Also, I have a lot of bracelets like this. Again, if I want to accent something on my arm, it just wraps around. Nothing can happen to this bracelet, but it looks like my arm is decorated, which is great. Similar principle, but completely different colors. Again, it wraps around, but this one, because it has a little bit of silver in it, then it looks a little bit more posh. So you have different flavors, but any kind of bracelet that you want to wear, it has to be attached. Now, for example, this is a bad example. Beautiful bracelet, yes, and it seems like what could be wrong? It's close to my arm. But any metal bracelet like this, because it opens like that, immediately once you start dancing, it starts coming down, and as it starts opening, it comes off. I don't know what magic we possess to lose jewelry like this, but you lose this or you're gonna hurt yourself. So make sure it tightens up, not opens up. I hope you enjoyed this video. I took you into my closet. I've done it before with clothes, but now it was time for jewelry. So these are my advices. Take them or leave them. You gotta do your own thing. But trust me when I say I speak from experience. So learn from my mistakes, decorate yourself, feel pretty, and enjoy your dancing experience. And guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. What are you waiting for? I work so hard for what? Now guys, also there's gonna be a couple of videos above me that you can click on how to choose a good dancing outfit and something like that. So make sure you click on those, keep exploring and get to know your body and be the best you can be on the dance floor. I see you soon.